Hello, folks. It's DJ Odyssey. I've got another rant. I've just got to get off my chest today because the more I keep seeing this story, the more it keeps pissing me the hell off. I'm serious, man. It's pissing me off. It's about this Covington High School situation, the Catholic school that had some students out there in Washington over the weekend, and a little viral video went. Well, I shouldn't say a viral video because it was more or less a snippet of a clip, not even the true full thing, where these kids were standing on the steps wearing Trump hats. Yeah, I guess that's why it went viral. And this Native American activist walks up to them beating a drum in their face. Now, of course, the media and the freaking leftists want to paint the whole story that these kids surrounded him, but full videos have come out of the time frame before and after what happened. The kids were standing over on the steps waiting for their bus because they were on a school trip. That's where they were supposed to be waiting. This activist approached them because apparently at the time there was the high school kids were doing some chanting while another group, which the media fails, they just fail to point out, there was a group of Hebrew Israelites that were taunting these kids. But the media isn't going to show you that. And why? Well, I'm not going to get racist on this or nothing else, but the media itself is, because they don't want to show them, because those, and they weren't even kids, they were adults, were black. And they were shouting all kinds of obscenities, but didn't they blame the kids for it? And there's almost 2 hours worth of video of this whole time frame that show that it was the Hebrew Israelites doing all the chanting, and the leftists are making it up like saying the kids were shouting build the wall and everything else. And I've watched all these videos online. They're on YouTube. You can find them yourselves. The kids never yelled build the wall at any point that I could hear. Not once. They weren't shouting back at the other groups. No, this Native American activist, who is a leftist himself, decided to go after the white kids. And why? Because they were wearing MAGA hats. And this activist has been known for many, many, many years to love to interject himself into things and then claim racial bias. And well, now it's even come up to the point to where the school had to close down for today because there's worry that violence may spark there. Why? Because the media keeps portraying this as it was all these kids' fault, when the actual videos themselves show that it wasn't. A few publications have done retractions. Most of them just quit talking about the story altogether so they don't have to say that it was fake, and they can keep continuing to let all these uninformed, idiotic leftist morons think that it is true. Even when you point out to them that it's not true, they won't stop. Kristen Powers here works for CNN. Also is a USA Today columnist. She continues pushing the fact. She even admits to watching the video, but it doesn't change her mind on the fundamental problem that the boys disrespected there was what the hell was the kids going to do? You got a dude walking up your face beating on a drum. I think they held very good restraint just standing there smiling. What the hell else? A lot of people would have knocked him on his ass if he got in your face with a drum beating it like that. What the hell? These idiotic, moronic leftists. Oh, it just drives me freaking nuts. Yeah, you just people harassing me to change my mind. No, nobody's harassing you, Kristen. You twit. They're trying to point out the fact that you keep spinning a story that is not true. And then they got on this whole kick that this elder here was supposed to be a Vietnam vet. Well, that's not exactly true either. He joined the Marines at the age of 17 in 1972. The Marines had already finished all their operations in Vietnam by that point in 1971. So, while that dude says, well, he was a Vietnam era vet, which, yes, you could say that because if you were in the military during the era of Vietnam, but it doesn't automatically make you a Vietnam vet because he never went. Some, like the Washington Post, have retracted their stories on that and said that he's not a Vietnam vet, while other ones, like Kristen Powers here, just keep silent on that truth because she'd rather let her viewers and the people that read her think that he was a Vietnam veteran. That shows you how nuts these leftists are. Let's go to point number 2. Kathy Griffin. Oh, yes, we remember Kathy Griffin holding up the fake head of Trump 2 years ago like it was beheaded. Well, she's still pushing all this. She's even asking for the names of these kids, these 15-year-old kids, so she can put them out and dox them. Yes, she wants to put them right out there. She wants them doxed. She wants her parents doxed. She wants these kids' parents to lose their jobs, everything else. Truth's been pointed out to her too that the story's wrong, but she's completely ignoring it. And why? The only reason why she keeps pushing it is because these kids are wearing MAGA hats. Yeah. That's the only reason why. Well, not only that, but they show other kids there because the kids were there for pro-life. So that's another reason why Kathy Griffin's after them, because they're pro-life. They want to defund Planned Parenthood. They're pro-lifers. So she's going to ignore all the facts too because she wants these kids' lives ruined because she's a fucking nut. That's all I'm going to say about Kathy Griffin. She's a fucking nut. Then we got Twitter. Twitter itself. Now, Twitter is supposed to be the place that if you propose violence of any kind, you're supposed to be kicked off the site. Well, here we got this little guy named Uncle Shoes. He puts on their fire on MAGA cocksuckers on site. That's still up there. Yeah, they don't get rid of it. If it's a left-winger that's calling for violence, you got to have a hell of a lot of pressure on them for Twitter to take it down. Other than that, Twitter just loves just to let it go. Twitter will not do a damn thing about it. But man, this is getting ridiculous. This whole the leftists are out of control. They really are. The left-wingers are just out of control. I don't know. What are your thoughts, man? Because it's getting totally frustrating nowadays. You got these everywhere you go, whining freaking liberals that just make up shit as they go along. That's all they do. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'll find another something I can talk about someday that I won't have to rant about. That I won't have to bitch about. Because it just seems like there's so many of these fucking moronic, illiterate assholes that instead of reading anything, they just sit there and They won't look nothing up. It's sad. And what's really sad is a lot of these schoolings are the ones teaching us, the universities. They're the ones teaching this crap. They're the ones putting all this crap into the kids' heads. And then those generations are going down and teaching the high schools and the grade schools, and they're putting this shit into the kids' heads. No wonder there's so many fucked up people that don't know anything anymore, because all they're being taught to is how to bitch, whine, moan, complain, cry, and protest. That's all they do. And then when real life hits them, they don't know how to cope. And they curl up in a freaking little ball. Anyway, I'm going to shut up. I got a show to get ready before tonight on the radio, and I'm so glad it's Tuesday night because I can just play some certain songs that'll just release the tensions. I'll talk to you again. This is the Odd One. I am out of here.